Moving on now, with Reddit taking aim at the federal government over the social media ban, we hit the streets this week to see how families are dealing with the change.
I think it's great. I think it's going to be hard to implement and to actually put into practice. The pressure should go back to the companies and not to the individuals or parents, but I think it's a very good initiative that we are piloting.
It had been done sooner. My son left home at 17 to live with his grandfather because we kept trying to get him off his social media back then.
I never really had social media, so I'm not too affected by it.
I got banned on Snapchat for a day and my Instagram didn't get banned at all.
If I do get asked, I've got my ways.
My mum really just said, we don't care if you still have it, but if you get banned on it, then we're not going to help you get it back.
Well, that's what they think on the streets, but what do the experts think? Well, for more, we are joined by clinical psychologist Dr. Danielle Einstein. Good morning to you, Danielle. Now, you've been involved in the research that actually sparked the ban for decades. Looking at how media like this impact young brains, essentially, is the ban working? Very early days right now, but is it working?
Well, the government's taken its first step of quite a few that they'll need to take, and now it's time for parents to take their first steps. And what that means is we've got to recognise device discipline. It's a muscle that we've all got to build because kids copy what we do, they don't listen to what we say. So it's now our turn to make some changes.
Look, I know I've got kids right in this age group, and something they're saying is that parents have been letting kids get around it using their own details for nuanced reasons. You know, it can be that someone is running a business or that it's a teenager that is producing music, you know, things like that. What's your advice around those very nuanced issues where I guess the parents believe that it will negatively impact their child to not be uploading some things?
I would love to see there be places for those sorts of videos to be uploaded, whether it be a skateboarding website, or a music website or a school website or a dance company website, so that we go to websites rather than having that social media algorithm grab and kids defining themselves by their likes, their comments and shares, and it making them feel bad about themselves. We've got to keep our eye on addictive use. That's what leads to the problems with suicidal ideation, depression that we're seeing.
That's a really interesting point. So put it on a website, don't have the ability to put comments on there, you know, the good and the bad.
And it is just the actual topic itself, and it is just the work that speaks for itself. It's not being engaged with.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And they're not building their ego on it. They're not defining themselves according to a public audience.
And is that where that addictive part comes from that?
Yes, at that age.
And the damaging part too, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the government has now done its part. What are you telling parents to do? Yes,
they've done their first part. It's not over. Parents now need to change their own addictive use. So usually there'll be one parent who's particularly, got a bit of an Achilles heel on this, and it's time for everybody to reflect on how they use their devices to calm themselves down, or when they're when they're bored, or feeling bad. So now's the time the parents need to think, okay, this summer, what am I going to do? Go to the library, go and do things you used to do, plan walks in your area or new walks, which are interesting and fun, and have times in the day where you're showing your kids that you can do it as well.
I love the idea of just being bored though. Being bored, but you do need to channel it a little, particularly if the kids don't know how to do it.
Yes, I call it pleasantly bored, which means you might have small activities you're doing, like chopping up vegetables for dinner, which are being shared with everybody, or making a cake for a neighbour or someone else. Like actually thinking about what can we do for other people when we're not feeling so good. It can take us out of our own heads.
Pleasantly bored, one of my favourite things, Danielle.
I love that.
Thank you for that.
Perfect. And lots of other countries are looking at this closely.
That's right. And can I just say behind all this work is this book, which was written with my colleague, who's a very funny parenting expert, Judith Locke. This is Parents' Summer Reading. It explains why we get anxious if we're not on our devices, as well as a lot of other factors that are leading to this mental health crisis, and it gives parents everyday actions to make changes.
Oh, that should be just recommended viewing. Maybe we can get you back on and you can, take us through some of those things.
I'd love to.
That'd be great. If you could just sleep here, we might get you back on next week.
Pleasantly bored.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.